welcome to the channel. I am Sonia and the channel is Sonia's Adventure. I am in a new location today and I've taken a detour from my usual topic. Today I am on my way heading to Jamaica because I want to ask the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Holness, some questions. Guys, he's in conflict right now. He has a case in court that he has taken the Integrity Commission to court, seeking to quash some decisions that they have made against him. Namely, they won't approve his declaration for 2021 and 2022. Listen, the Integrity Commission, you might ask, who are they and what do they do? And I am here to tell you. So the Integrity Commission is a body that was established sometime in the 70s. And I think in the 2018 period, they incorporate some other bodies within the organization, and now they're just operating under one umbrella. And their main duty, their main task is to monitor public sector workers from the Prime Minister right through. That every year, you have to declare how much money you have, how you come by it, if you have businesses, if you get working somewhere and you're getting a salary, if you have assets, car, land, house, stocks and bonds and shares, if you divorce your husband and your wife and them paying you alimony, if you're getting maintenance for your kids, because the man gone one way and you gone the other way, or the woman gone one way and you gone the other way, and they have to be paying for the kids to be taken care of. They have to be paying you for the kids to be taken care of. You have to declare it. If you owe anybody any liability, any loan, you have to declare it. Because this body is set up so that public sector workers don't enrich themselves. You heard what I said, enrich. They don't enrich themselves through unscrupulous means, like they take bribe because they're in a certain position, they're scamming people. That's the new word that people use in nowadays. You're in an organization and you have access to people's funds, and you go and dip your hand. Sometimes not even one hand, two hand. Run away with people money. You're in a position where you can grab contracts, government contracts or whatever contracts, and you line up yourself first, or you line up your friends, or you line up your family, and so you insource yourself and outsource other people. Let me use my words. I am Jamaican. That's how we do it. Yes, so the Integrity Commission say every year you have to come to us and declare what you have. And we will go around and we will investigate and we will analyze. And if everything matches out, if everything seems legitimate, seems in line, seems like what you owe and what you have, it seems like what you earn can cover all of that, it equates equally. We don't see no hanky-panky going on. We don't see no corner-cornering going on. Everything matches out. We'll give you a stamp of approval and we'll send you on your way until next year. So, everything that matching out for the Prime Minister from 2021. And so he has taken that body to court. So now I want to know, if this commission have a grudge against the Prime Minister because the Prime Minister say he is unfairly targeted. Why? The Prime Minister is head of the JLP party. What? You have some PNP members of the Integrity Commission sitting up there who don't want you to win the next election, so they're targeting you. Huh? They don't want to see you running the country for a third term. You have some enemy and sitting on the board of the Integrity Commission. Are you doing some unscrupulous doings? And the Integrity Commission find out what is the problem. Why you want to take away some of their authorities? So we have a lady, and by the way guys, the Integrity Commission said the core value is professionalism, accountability, fairness. So I don't even know why the Prime Minister said they're targeting him. Fairness and what else? Hold on, let me see. Integrity. They said professionalism, fairness, transparency. All right, so you're not going to go around them. They'll send out their officers, and if you say you have a business there, we're going to come and we're going to examine the business. We want to see who are the members on the board of your business. If you say you're building a house and it's a 2-bedroom house, when we come, we don't want come find that it's a 4-bedroom house. What a controversy! It's a lot, guys. Diane Jackson Miller is a renowned journalist out of Jamaica, and I think she's a lawyer too. I need her to help me to explain, so I'm going to turn it over to Diane. I don't worry, come label me now, okay? I am a Jamaican. I go to Jamaica very regularly, and I have a lot of viewers and subscribers. Because a lot of you view my content, but you don't subscribe. I don't know what I have against me. Why I don't want to subscribe? Why no problem with me? I don't like how me plain and straight. I don't like that me not take sides no more. I don't like that I'm an independent reactor. Guys, by the way, it's a reaction channel, and we deal with like a lifestyle vlogs too as well. Seldomly. Something that I wish to do more. But anyway, Diane Jackson Miller will explain in more detail and more clarity what is happening with the Prime Minister. Because listen, it's a 2-part episode or scenario, because okay, all right, let me shut up. Diane Jackson Miller, take it from here, because I don't want to tie up myself.
So round 1 of Prime Minister Andrew Holness's legal battle with the Integrity Commission is now over. What happened and what happens now? Thanks for joining me courtside. Stay tuned. So a quick reminder that all this is because the Integrity Commission has not certified Prime Minister Andrew Holness's statutory declarations for 2021 and 2022. Now, I did a whole series of videos going through the Integrity Commission's report on the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. You can check those out. A statutory declaration is when a public servant is required by law to make a list of all his or her income, assets, liabilities. That information has to be filed with the Integrity Commission. And the Integrity Commission, because you have to file that every year, they use it to keep track of your wealth and whether your income can legitimately explain your wealth. If they're satisfied with what you filed, then they'll certify it. So that's the cause of all the problems here. They haven't certified the Prime Minister's declarations. So the Integrity Commission had published a report on the Prime Minister's statutory declarations, and why it was they hadn't certified it. So the Prime Minister took the Integrity Commission to court to try to force them to certify his declarations for 2021 and 22, and also to try to get the report quashed or thrown out. He's asking for what is called judicial review of the Integrity Commission's actions. Now, judicial review is not an appeal from the decision that was made by the Integrity Commission. What it is for the court to look and see and decide whether the Integrity Commission made its decision in a way that was fair and according to law. Just a reminder as well that judicial review is a two-stage process. So if you want to apply for judicial review, you first have to apply for leave or permission to apply for judicial review. A little convoluted, I know. So if the court grants you leave or permission to apply for judicial review, then you now move on to the next stage, which is a full hearing of the issues. And the whole idea is to get rid of the cases that are a waste of time, that don't have any substance to them. So the Prime Minister was at the first stage. He had applied for leave to apply for judicial review. The Supreme Court has now ruled on his application and has granted leave or permission in relation to part of the application and refused part. So let's break down what happened. Dr. Holness and the 3 companies associated with him were asking the court for a whole heap of things, 28 remedies in all. Not going to go through all of them, don't worry, although in my videos I did. So you again, look below and you can look at the previous videos I did that went into very great detail in terms of what the Prime Minister was asking for. So the Prime Minister wanted some orders of certiorari. These are also called quashing orders, and what they mean is orders to throw out or nullify a decision that had been made by the Integrity Commission. The Prime Minister and his team are also asking for orders of mandamus. Now, these are orders that would have the court making an order to compel the Integrity Commission to do something. Then they wanted some declarations for the court to make certain rulings on issues of law. Now, as I said, the court granted some of what the Prime Minister was asking for and refused some. First of all, what did the court grant permission for? The court granted leave to apply for judicial review, to apply for an order quashing the findings, conclusions, and recommendations in the investigation report on the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. Now, this is a report that raised the question of illicit enrichment and raised the question as to whether the Prime Minister's income was sufficient to explain his wealth. So you can understand why he would want this particular report quashed. The Integrity Commission's legal team said they didn't think this application would succeed, but they didn't oppose it. And I should say, even if they hadn't opposed it, the court would have granted leave in relation to this part of the application anyway, because the court said there was enough evidence to satisfy what is called the threshold test, meaning that there was enough evidence to show that there was an arguable case with a realistic prospect of success. In other words, there's enough evidence there to show that this particular part of the application wasn't a time-wasting exercise. The court also granted leave to apply for judicial review, to apply for an order quashing the Integrity Commission's special report. Now, this was a one-page report that said, among other things, that the matter of the declarations had been referred to the Financial Investigations Division and that there would be no finality in the matter until the Financial Investigations Division had finished its work. What the court said is that the special report was so connected to the investigation report on the statutory declarations that it too was tainted with any illegality that the investigation report might have. So since the two of them were so interconnected, the court said if it granted leave in relation to one, then it would have to grant leave in relation to the other, and that's what it did. Then the Prime Minister wanted some orders of mandamus, as I said. These are orders that the court can make compelling the Integrity Commission to do something. So the Prime Minister was asking for an order compelling the Director of Information and Complaints to examine Mr. Holness's 2022 and 2023 statutory declarations. The court refused this, saying that the director's unchallenged evidence was that he had examined the Prime Minister's statutory declarations for 2021, 2022, and 2023. Since courts don't believe they must waste their time, or to use their language, act in vain, the court said it would not direct the director to do something he had already done. The Prime Minister also wanted an order to compel the Integrity Commission to comply with Section 32 of the Integrity Commission Act. Now, that's a section of the Act that sets out the duties of the Director of Information and Complaints, and also wanted an order to compel the Integrity Commission to comply with Section 42 of the Integrity Commission Act. That's a section that deals with examining statutory declarations. This was refused. The court said neither of those sections, neither Section 32 nor Section 42, imposed any duty, any statutory duty on the Integrity Commission. The Prime Minister also wanted an order compelling the Director of Investigations to recommend to the Integrity Commission that the Prime Minister be exonerated of culpability in relation to the 2021 and 2022 statutory declarations, meaning he wanted the court to tell the Integrity Commission to say he had done nothing wrong. The court refused. The court said it cannot and will not usurp, meaning take over, the decision-making powers of public bodies and public officers, and therefore, on that basis, refused leave to apply. Finally, the Prime Minister was asking for a number of declarations. Among the most significant of those is the one asking for the Integrity Commission Act to be struck down, and also asking for the section of the Corruption Prevention Act dealing with the offense of illicit enrichment of public servants to be struck down. And I say those are among the most significant because Dr. Holness was Prime Minister when the Integrity Commission Act was passed. Also, the crime of illicit enrichment is supposed to help to deter public servants from corrupt activities like taking bribes. Anyway, the court said those types of declarations don't need the permission of the court to go ahead. The same for the Prime Minister's application for an order to end the investigation into his statutory declarations. One of the Prime Minister's lawyers told me that they will be going ahead with the applications for those declarations, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. So what happens now? The case comes to the court again on January 7, 2025. On that date, we can expect to see a date fixed for the full hearing of the matter. Lawyers for both sides told me they're expecting that the court will set an early date for the hearing because of the huge public interest in this matter. So that hopefully means we could have the hearing in a matter of months if the court does in fact go ahead and fast track it, and if the lawyers' diaries can accommodate that. Of course, I'm going to be following along at every step of the way and updating you as well. Thank you so much for joining me courtside. I'm Dion. I'll see you next time.
So guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. You all have heard what Dan Jackson Miller has explained to us. My understanding is that that Prime Minister doesn't want any scrutiny. He doesn't want to take what the commission has ordered. So he runs to the court because he wants to be an exception. Okay? There's so much that is going on in Jamaica. Crime and violence. Affordability of basic food items. The health sector needs to be seriously overhauled. People are complaining about roads, bridges, water, access to light, so many things. We had a massacre in Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon just a couple months ago. Another one in some part in Palmer's Cross. Then we heard now one journalist, I think her name is Barbara Gill, renowned Long-time journalist reporting for the Gleaner Company. She was murdered recently. A British Jamaican-born woman was murdered by her husband in recent weeks. So much is going on. So much needs to be taken care of. And the Prime Minister is embroiled in personal issues with a body. It should never come down to this. A body that oversights the integrity of public servants, where corruption is concerned, and you are fighting with the courts about declaration from 2021 and 2022 about your assets and your earnings. That should never be. And they have supposedly elections coming up next year. People, you need to know what you're voting for and what you're voting against. Anyway, we have some more clips that we're going to present because he has some other issue too with some houses that were built or is being built by a company that he was affiliated with, and he has backed out now to say his company is not affiliated with the building of these houses anymore. But my son and my sister is, imagine that. Come January, they're going back to court for round 2. And we'll be here shining our eyes. I'm bringing it to you guys. If my content interests you, please go ahead and give the video a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Please turn on the notification bell so each time I upload a video, you will be notified. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.